Former Pittsburgh Steelers and current Los Angeles Chargers running back Najee Harris is expected to begin training camp on the non-football injury (NFI) list after suffering an eye injury in a freak fireworks accident, Chargers GM Joe Hortiz confirmed to reporters Wednesday. Via reporter Daniel Popper, Hortiz says Harris continues to receive treatment for the injury. It's not clear how long Harris will spend on the injured list. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport tweeted that it's expected to be a short stay, meaning Harris could soon return to the practice field. Per Harris's agent Doug Hendrickson, Harris suffered a superficial eye injury on the 4th of July after a fireworks mishap. Details aren't completely clear, but the incident reportedly injured several watching. Initial internet rumors suggested Harris suffered a serious and potentially career-threatening injury, but the reality seems less serious. Still, it will cause Harris to miss at least a couple of practices. Harris signed a one-year deal with the Chargers this offseason. Los Angeles' backfield will be led by Harris and first-round pick RB Mclaurin Hampton, the latter poised to receive extra reps while Harris recovers. A 2024 ESPN article defined what permits a player to land on the NFI list. Players who suffer injuries outside of football or have a long-term illness are placed on the non-football injury/illness list. Rookies who are still recovering from injuries suffered in college are often placed on the active/NFI list to start the season. Players who remain on the NFI list after the roster is set at 53 at the end of camp can be placed on the reserve/NFI list and will miss at least 4 games. They don't count against the 53-man active roster limit. Harris's injury away from the game certainly qualifies. In 2022, former Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick began training camp on NFI after injuring his wrist riding his bike on vacation. Harris can be activated off NFI at any time. The Steelers and Chargers face off in Week 10, a Sunday night game in Los Angeles. Pittsburgh Steelers DL Cam Hayward has a Hall of Fame resume. But one thing that's lacking is playoff success, and namely, a Super Bowl. Hayward thinks that could change the season. There are a lot of things I still want to accomplish in this league. And the first thing that comes to mind is holding one of those Lombardis one day, he told guest host Seth Hollins Wednesday on The Rich Eisen Show. And I feel like we have the team to do it. You gotta love the way our staff and organization goes about every year saying we're trying to compete for a championship. It's not like we're trying to rebuild or hold anybody back. We know what this city wants, and as players, we want to answer that call. The Steelers have had plenty of chances to rebuild, and instead, they've looked to remain competitive. Last offseason, they went the veteran quarterback route with Russell Wilson, and after that didn't work out, they're trying it again with Aaron Rodgers. As Hayward said, they're not looking to hold anybody back. They have an aging defensive core with players like Hayward who haven't tasted postseason success, and the front office has added pieces to give the Steelers the best chance to compete. In addition to signing Rodgers, the Steelers traded for DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, and Jonnu Smith this offseason and have looked to put themselves in a position to make a run. With Rodgers likely retiring after the season, it's a one-year experiment. But Hayward seems to think the roster is talented enough, and the players will get the first chance to gel as a complete team when they hit the field next week for training camp at St. Vincent College. There are a lot of question marks, and the Steelers aren't a young team. At 41 years old, Rodgers might not have enough left in the tank to lead the Steelers deep into the playoffs. The offense might not live up to its potential, or the defense could suffer another second-half collapse like it did last season. There's talent on the roster, though, and it's a team that's all motivated toward one common goal. There's a chance the Steelers can lightning in a bottle and help Hayward add the missing piece to his resume this season. The Pittsburgh Steelers are far from the only team dealing with a hefty contract negotiation heading into training camp. In Washington, the Commanders have stalled in talks with WR Terry Mclaurin. With conversations halted, Mclaurin decided to talk to the media instead. He didn't hold back his feelings either. Without any progress in discussions, it's kind of hard to see how I step on the field, he told reporters via ESPN after filming an off-season commercial. Mclaurin has watched several other wide receivers, including the Pittsburgh Steelers' DK Metcalf and, most recently, the New York Jets' Garrett Wilson, get paid this year. Mclaurin has been angling for a long-term deal since last offseason and played a key role in the franchise's 2024 turnaround. He recorded his sixth straight 1,000-yard season and set a career high with 13 touchdowns. His success translated into the playoffs, finding the end zone in all three of the Commanders' games. After signing a 2022 extension, Mclaurin's deal voids after 2025. He's fallen to be just the 17th highest-paid receiver in football. Without a deal, trade rumors have naturally sparked. Pittsburgh could use a clear-cut number 2 receiver, and adding Mclaurin is the seismic move the Steelers have been routinely making this offseason. But Mclaurin doesn't want out of Washington. "I want to be here," he said. "I want to make that abundantly clear." His desire to stay with the Commanders and his desire for a new contract are competing factors. Former Miami Dolphins tight end Jonnu Smith didn't want to leave either until he realized a new deal wasn't coming. That shipped him to Pittsburgh with an extension in hand. The same logic could apply to Mclaurin, leaving the possibility of a trade on the table. Still, that comes with its own complicating factors. Mclaurin is in search of a big money deal, likely in the $30 million per year vicinity. Such a figure matches his age, and for a receiver who wins with speed, paying him comes with the risk of diminishing returns. Pittsburgh's already sunk big money in Metcalf, and while the math could support Mclaurin's deal, too, the Steelers might be done making those high-end deals for one offseason. The Steelers are also keeping their 2026 draft capital powder dry, carefully adding future picks while being sure not to give them away in the Fitzpatrick deal. Instead of sending next year's selections to Miami, Pittsburgh traded FS Minkah Fitzpatrick and 2027 capital instead. The lesson of this offseason is that the Steelers are capable of providing the unexpected. But a deal with Mclaurin might be a bridge too far, and for the moment, Mclaurin just wants a new contract, not a new team.